Researchers in South Africa are working on a pilot program to inject rhino horns with radioactive material. Backed by Russia's Rosatom Corporation, it's hoped that this tactic could discourage the consumption of rhino horns and make it easier to detect illegal trade.
All right. The 5 Southern African nations plan to start the first ever aerial survey next year of African elephants to get a more accurate idea of their numbers. The 5 Southern African nations embarking on this project include Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Namibia, and Angola. Our Rice business analyst, Rotus Ojiri, joins us to discuss further. Hello, Rotus. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to have you today.
Hi, Femi. Hi, OG. Good morning to you both.
Hello. Well, let's start with the elephants. What took so long in getting aerial surveillance for wildlife in the southern region of Africa?
I've been wondering the same thing. When you watch wildlife videos, you see aerial shots of the animals themselves. I think this was an issue of coordination between the 5 African nations that Adefemi listed just a few seconds ago. They've been trying to get coordinated efforts where the entire region can be under proper surveillance. I think it's been disjointed up until this point. So finally, they're now getting together. So it's been an issue of coordination. They're finally coordinated.
Understood. First and foremost, Rotus, your background looks lovely there. Nice pop of color there. But staying on to this topic.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Staying on this topic.
Trying to boost tourism.
I see.
Thank you.
You know, is this topic all about populations? Because, you know, when you look at the other things it could be, what else is the surveillance supposed to achieve?
Yeah, it's a data issue. So they want to be able to understand the elephant migration patterns. They want to see how, because elephants move in herds, especially when one elephant gives birth. It's like some kind of celebration where the other maternal animals come together and celebrate a new birth. Also movement for food, water, and so on. And poaching. I think poaching is also at the top of the list. Also safety issues. The elephant populations have kind of been increasing a bit. I think Botswana has the largest amount of them, 130,000. They've been encroaching on farms, and that has led to fatal clashes between the elephants and the farms. So poaching, migration patterns, and safety issues between the farmers in that region and the animals.
Wow. So, Rotus, are there any ways technology can improve park operations at this point?
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't used more technology to improve park operations. From keeping track of the animals during mating season when they're giving birth, to making sure that tourists who come in don't divert off the paths. It's mostly surveillance. Technology can improve surveillance. It can also improve, I guess, tracking. And also, as far as revenue is concerned, tourists going in and out of the parks, those are the three main areas that technology can use to improve park operations.
Understood. I mean, this is 2021, we're still very much in the throes of this COVID-19 pandemic. When we look at this sector, how badly did the pandemic affect wildlife tourism for those southern African countries?
Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I mean, you can imagine with the travel restrictions, people not being able to move around. The numbers as far as revenue is concerned, particularly in Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe as well, they've all pretty much dropped. So it's been, I think it's about in excess of 50-60%. It's been a big drop. And so they've been doing what they can to try to increase revenues, but they've been hit pretty hard.
Okay, this was quite an interesting
segment there.
I was really hoping to hear what he had to say about injecting.
Exactly. So it sounded like he said it was also a tracking issue, so that once the horns we have him back, we'll let him tell us.
Rotus, if you can go back to your thoughts.
I can still hear you guys. Sorry about that. So yes, Adefemi is correct.
Radioactive materials into rhino horns reduce poaching. That was a question.
Right. It's a tracking issue. As Adefemi was just saying a few seconds ago, it is a tracking issue. They want to be able to, that material can be tracked to see where the horns are going in order to try to reduce the amount of poaching that's been taking place.
I know, but when you hear about radioactive material, it does sound some type of alarm bells. You know, are there going to be any health risks associated with injecting radioactive material into these the horns of these rhinos?
This is still a pilot program that they're looking to test to see how it would work. I guess to them, the poaching issue is number one, but the health of the animal, obviously, you don't want to kill the animals by putting that material into them. So they're trying to check to make sure it doesn't affect them, it sticks just to the horns, and they're able to track them properly.
Well, Rotus, great work you have done, great research that you have carried out on these rhinos, and we hope that you can join us again on topics like this, Rotus. Thank you so much for bringing all that information to us.